Hello everyone, petar.jacimovic here from volumeaction.com. I want to say hello to my subscribers, and I'm doing the update on USD. I got some requests to, to do the analysis for USD, what we may expect in the future, and where is the USD right now. So, sorry I didn't post a lot of updates in the previous weeks because I'm doing the full-time trading and trading for investors, and I'm managing accounts. So I found very I don't have so much time to post, but I found some time today, and I want to post the USD update, what we expect and what we got actually in the last week. So let's start with the euro. Massive reaction from Friday after the news, after the data for US. Very negative data from from forecasted 0.6. I think it was like 0.2 percent, and some news traders, some weak holders reacted massively. They bought a lot of these all dollar crosses, and price actually spiked at almost 150 pips. Went all the way to test the level of 1.1, 140 area, 1.1, 114. That area is actually also the strong supply area, where we saw the this drop here of about 230 pips, and that area again held successfully, and from that point price reacted already, backed all the way from the climatic action. And this is something which is very you can see very often if you know how to use the volume analysis and to read the volume activity and what's going on the market. First of all, we must know that USD is in a mid-long term bearish trend, so there is a big pressure on the euro. What we got actually from the news, we spike it up. This is the 1 hour. I will go also to lower frames to explain you more detail. This was the buying climax action, and buying climax, this is a big buying climax. It's a very wide spread, very strong range of the bar, with also this is the climatic action. A climax is usually means panics. Usually, in most cases, it's a panic action. Usually after the news, or for example when some session open, for example London open session hours or US session, you see some panic buying, panic selling, or usually it's on the news. But what smart traders doing is they wait the news traders to react, and then they start to act according to what they see and according to the price action. And they usually, when they see that there is a significant that buyers lost power, that weak holders lost power, they cannot push this higher, they see there's some weakness incoming, they start to sell, and they start to absorb this buying climax. That's exactly what happened in the USD. But let's go to the lower frames, like for example like 15 minutes, and see what's actually happening. I will zoom in so you can see the picture here. For example, look at this. We got the buying climax in the 15 minutes, almost 100 pips buying climax. Then some supply came in, not so strong with the price action, but with the volume we saw that there is also still some sellers at this stage here. So this was a buying climax. This was a sign of the sellers are there, they didn't act immediately. Then another spike higher, another strong demand on high volume. But look at this area after that buying, after that strong supply. Also, this supply is on the volume lower compared to the previous bars. It's actually no demand bar, and look at what happened after. We got big sign of the weakness at this stage here, this bar here. I mean, it went higher and then back inside of this bar in the volume even larger than this one. This is a first sign of the weakness for the euro. Then supply came in, also not so strong volume, and then this is the uptrust. This is the uptrust bar from the same area on the high volume. And this is already reaction. This is some pattern of the topping pattern on the USD. What actually happened later on is the price. Look at this supply, strong 35 pip supply, and then demand wanted to go upwards with no power, and then strong supply, then no demand, supply, and then market finished it here. And all this action is actually from the smart holders. They totally absorb, as you see, the starting of this climatic action. They actually went through lower and then finished it around that area where the climatic action started. So this is a classic example of topping, of how the smart holders play this. You can actually build position. If you're an aggressive trader, you can build from this uptrust bar, because you got the big sign of you got the sign of the weakness here, or you can wait, for example, this no demand bar, for example, and start to sell around this stage here, or wait, for example, the price to break this close of the climatic action. You can play, depend of what type of trader you are. You can do aggressive entry, you can do more safe entry. You don't need to brush setup. You wait the price to tell you that this is exactly what you want, and that's exactly what happened. So very, very good. And I'm expecting actually the euro really continue lowering, and this is just trap on the Friday, trap for buyers. They massively bought, but then smart holders and strong holders absorb this very easily. As you can see, slowly, easily, they totally absorb the 150 pips bullish upward moment. And when everyone is buying here, they think this will explode higher, the smart holders just selling this because they read the price action and volume. And of course, if you go to the 4-hour, again, look at this supply zone here. It's also going to this area here as well. So this supply zone is strong. Look at this trend line, upward trend line. Upward trend line was broken here. Price managed to go again to retest that trend line, and then look at this weakness. Look at this pin bar, and look at where the bar closed on the 4-hour. This bullish bar. It's a big sign of the weakness. Big sign of the weakness. You know, price managed higher and all the way back lower to the middle of the spread of this bar. And this is something which, if there is no, of course, news can do some again. Maybe they will try to again push this higher, but globally this is a big sign of the weakness, and I'm expecting lower price on the EUR/USD. Which levels we need to pay attention? I mean, if you check just the swing low areas and what we got here, we may expect, for example, in the next period, the price to go to retest 1.0900, 892 and 1.0820 area. So we may really expect a lowering price and then slowly to build on, and you know, in a bearish trend. Of course, price action is price action. Every day is new, but this is a big action on the Friday. So I think the smart holders will just work. Smart traders will work on that. What happened on the Friday. Of course, if there is something big also happening in the week, which we're going to, if there is a big news, some selling climatic action, some absorption from buyers and stuff like that, that will change. You know, because volatility changeable thing, every day is a new. But what we got from the Friday is very bearish actually formation in a trend as well. So this is something which is, for example, if you check this area, it's a similar area. You got also buying climax on the supply, and then from that point, seller stepped in, absorbed this buying climax, then some no demand bars, and then again drop. Then because of this news, price went higher, 100 pips, 150 pips, but smart holders just you know, sold again into that area because they found it attractive after the buyers lost the power after the spike, volume spike. So be careful when buying this pair. It doesn't matter if it's intraday or short or mid-term. It looks like the Friday action was very strong, and it will continue to work on that way. Anyway, the strong resistance is seen again near 1.130 area. So if the price don't break that, you know, and go above that, like above this bar, this is all potential, and this is a very bearish. So my you know, advice to look for some selling opportunities after some retracement. So after some rallies, to watch for selling opportunities. Also, if you want to, for example, if you want to invest, and I'm doing the managing accounts. You can contact me via email paxnext@gmail.com. Also, if you want to start my mentorship program and learn how to use the volume and price action information. Also, I'm using the Wyckoff analysis together with pure price action and volume analysis. So I'm combining the volume spread analysis, Wyckoff analysis, price action patterns to create a very clear picture and for potential setups. That's it for this update. I hope I will find time also next week to do updates on the pairs you request, and I wish you good trading and trade safe.